Alright, so welcome back everyone. Today we're going to ship out an oil pastel painting, and I want to show you my process, a process that I've been using for several years for many paintings I've shipped out and never had a problem doing it this way, so I want to show you my process. Alright, so let's talk first about what you're going to need. Alright, so we got the artwork. Here it is. This is a oil pastel painting I did back at the end of March. It does have a varnish on it. I used a Sennelier Oil Pastel fixative varnish. This is my favorite one right now. And I did 2 applications of that, and you can kind of see a little bit of gloss. And so this painting is ready to go. This is on a 12 by 16 sanded paper. It's pretty thick paper, nice durable paper. And then the oil pastel brand I used here was Haya. So it's 100% Haya by Paul Rubin. Okay, so if you're familiar with that brand, you know how soft that is. Almost as pretty much as soft as the Sennelier brand. All right, but it's a Chinese brand, and I really like the Haya oil pastels a lot. They're really nice, and they're very affordable. Okay, so there's my artwork. We're going to send that out. Other things you're going to need. You're going to need some glassine paper. This is glassine paper right here. This roll of glassine paper I got off Amazon. It's lasted me a long time. You'll need that. Next, you're going to need some foam board. I just went down to my art store, got a piece of foam board. All right, you need some foam board, some tape, scissors, and I got some artist tape here as well. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this glassine paper, and I'll show you how that works. So, all right, so I'm going to ship this painting off with no frame. I'm just going to ship it like this. So you're probably asking yourself, like, how do you do that, and how do you do it so you don't damage the artwork itself, right? So here's how I do it. One, I have a varnish on it, but you can do this even if you didn't have a varnish on it. Just, I think it's a little better if you put some sort of fixative or varnish on it. The first thing to do is we're going to use that glassine paper. So let me make a little room here. I'm going to move this stuff aside, move my foam board over, let's put it over there. All right, let's roll out some glassine right here. Glassine paper is very similar to wax paper. It's just a little bit more thicker, a little bit more durable. It's really suited for artwork. I'm going to go ahead and place my artwork down here. I'm going to kind of place it here so I have a border. You see a border of the glassine paper extending off beyond the border of the painting. Okay, so I need a little bit of space. So I'm just going to put my artwork there. I'm going to grab some scissors here, and I'm just going to cut up and just cut off a piece of glassine paper here. And you can get this on Amazon. It's not that expensive, and the roll will last a long time. It should go through a lot of paintings for you. Okay. And we'll do this side here. Okay, so there's that. Now, I don't think, it doesn't really matter. There doesn't seem to be size difference between this side and this side, although it might look that way. To me, really any side will work. We'll go ahead and just leave it like that. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the artwork. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the artwork, got the glassine paper down, we're going to take the artwork, we're going to flip it, and we're going to put it face down right on that glassine paper, all right? Now don't be alarmed, you're not ruining your painting. That glassine paper is actually protecting the surface of that painting because it's somewhat frictionless, okay? And it's not going to rub off. So you see I put it face down, just like that, and I always sign the back of my paintings, as you can see down here in the corner. All right, now I got this down, and now you can see I can move it around, and noticing how I can move it like this, and I'm 100% confident that I'm not ruining the surface of that painting. In fact, let's take a look at it. As you can see, I did that. You can see, totally fine. It's the glassine paper that is protecting the surface of this painting, all right? So you gotta have the glassine paper. It's a must-have for this process, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. I'm gonna go ahead and lay that back down, face down, okay? Now we're gonna take some tape, and I just use like artist tape, masking tape, just something that's easy. Cut off a little piece here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over the glassine paper over the artwork here, and we're just going to tape that down, just like that. Okay, going to do that to all sides. All right, so here, okay, just fold it over. Okay, it's okay to put pressure down here with my hands because I'm working on that glassine paper. I would not do this if I wasn't using glassine paper. Okay, all right, so go ahead and put a piece of tape on that side, and we'll just repeat all sides like that. All right, kind of fold the corners. Okay, one more. All right, last one. Just want to get a nice fold there, fold it down, and then tape that down so it doesn't move. Okay, so now we're left with this. Okay, you can still see the artwork in there. It's there. Now sometimes when you do this, especially if you don't have a varnish on it, you might see a little bit of that oil pastel kind of pop up on the glassine paper. Again, it's okay because it's not going to get smeared. It's just going to stay there. I used a varnish, so you can see that's not really happening. But if you're not using a varnish, you can still use this process. Just make sure you're using that glassine paper just like this. Okay? All right. Next step, we're going to make a little sandwich. Okay, so I'm done with the glassine paper. Don't need that. Let's go ahead and get the foam board over here. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sandwich. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of foam board. Okay, so probably somewhere right in here, and then we'll create somewhat of a sandwich. So here's what that looks like. So we'll go ahead and show you what I do here. So basically I just take the artwork and I'm going to line it up so that I have a little bit of space, maybe about an inch. Here, here, and here, and here. I need to leave a little bit of space between the artwork, where the artwork starts, and where the foam board is, okay? So I'm going to leave a little space. I use about, about an inch or so, but I like to make a nice clean cut. So I'm just using my little straight edge here. Go ahead and create a line that I'm going to use to cut out. I'll go that way. And then right about there. Try to get that in the frame there. Okay. There. Oh, one other item you're going to need. You're going to need some sort of blade, razor blade, because you got to cut through the foam board. Okay, so you can see what I've done is I created those lines there, and I'm going to just cut through those and kind of create a board for this particular piece. I'm going to go ahead and move this aside, and I'm going to cut through the foam board. So I'm just going to try to follow this line here. Just go a little slow. All right, first line here is just kind of scoring it. All right, and then over here. Okay, And then I'll just do that again, go over the same, kind of put a little bit more pressure. And now I'm in my kitchen and I have quartz countertops. So quartz is I think the second hardest substance right behind diamonds. So I'm not worried about scratching my counters because I know that the quartz is harder than this blade. Otherwise, probably would have some sort of cutting board down here first if I wasn't using, if my counters weren't quartz. But anyway, so go ahead and cut through. Okay, so I just finished cutting through that, and you see I got a board roughly about a little bit bigger, a little bit larger than the actual artwork like that. Okay? All right, now we got to create a second one, and I got another foam board. This one is going to go to scrap. I'll use it in other artwork, but I gotta go get another piece of foam board, so just a second. Got a bigger piece here, and I've just taken the one I just cut. I'm going to use it as a template to create my next one. It's got to be the same size. I'm going to just kind of line it up so that we're relatively or very close to about the same size. And we'll cut out a second piece. So I cut out a second piece, so now I have two pieces here. Okay, now we're going to make our sandwich. Okay, all right, so how we do this is we get the artwork, place it down here. Okay, and I like to leave, again, space along the edges so that when you do this, you don't have it like this. You want to leave yourself some room. Okay, so give yourself a little bit extra space, just like that, so that there's foam board extending out about an inch beyond the borders of the painting. Okay, you want a little bit of space there. So about an inch is good. So just like that. Okay, then we take the other board and make sure it's cleaned up. Picking up some crumbs from the counter here, so make sure get all that off. Okay, there we go. And we're going to place that right there on top of that. Okay, so we have a sandwich. Okay, and we have two pieces of foam board and then the artwork, which is wrapped in glassine paper, right in the middle. Okay, all right, now that we have that, now we're going to get a little tape here, and I like to use this packing tape. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and tape them together like this. Again, got the two pieces of foam board and then the artwork's in the middle. And we'll do this on all four sides. So that artwork's not going to slide out of there, it's not going to slip out. It'll stay there during the whole shipping process. Okay, we'll do this side. And then last one over here. Like this. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now you have something that looks like this. Okay. And the artwork totally protected inside. Right, the foam board's a stiff board, it's not going to bend. Okay, the artwork is protected. That glassine paper is protecting it. All right, so it's not going to get smudged or damaged. Okay, now we're ready to put it in the box. Before we do that, I want to show you something. Now, the reason why we left a little border around the foam board is when someone gets this, when the person gets this, they're going to open this up. And what are they probably going to do? They're probably going to get a blade or scissors. they're going to do something like this. They're going to cut the tape. And so if I leave that inch, this blade won't damage the artwork, okay? So they're probably going to cut the tape and then they're going to open it up. So that's why you want to leave yourself that border, that inch border going all the way around, okay? That way when the person opens up, they won't damage their artwork, okay? So there's that. And we got I'll show you the box I'm using. So I got these cool boxes. You can get them at Uline, and looks something like this, right? You can see these perforated lines. It helps you kind of create the box, right? Right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the artwork in there, just like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold it over and try to get it so it folds over nice like this, and it'll create a nice edge like that. Okay, so we'll do that on this side. We'll do it over here. And again, this box I got it off Uline. I got a pack of them. I got like 100 at a time or so. So it's a little spendy up front, but you know, per box it actually works out pretty well. If you're sending out a lot of paintings, or if you know you're going to, it's kind of the way you want to do it. Okay, so there you go. See how that works? And then I'm going to go ahead and do this side here. Okay, so basically, same thing. Just find one of those creases and then just create a fold over like that. Okay, so when the whole thing is folded over, it'll look something like this here. Okay, then we'll tape it up. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. First thing I like to do is I like to, again, center it, fold those down, and then we're going to get some tape here. Just a second. We'll fold this up right here, grab some tape, go ahead and tape that down. Okay, do the other side. Alright, tape this side down. Actually, I need to change how I did this because I messed up a little. There we go. There we go. Tape that down, just like that. Okay, so we got both those sides down. Let's do this one next. Oop, I got a little gap there. See that? So I got to fix that. I kind of messed up on it. Hang on a second. I had to redo where I folded that line. That way we don't have a gap there. Okay, now we're going to fold over this side there. Okay, grab some tape. Tape that down. And then one last side over there. Tape it down. Okay, now we have this. Okay, about an inch thick, maybe an inch and a half here. A little larger than 12 by 16. Okay, this will ship in the United States via the post office. A typical cost on shipping in the United States, it's going to be a range anywhere from about $10 to $20. Usually, somewhere in that ballpark, 10 to 20. If it's over 20, it might be going a little farther for me. I actually shipped something to New Zealand last month, and that was $38. So not bad, actually, to ship from here, Oregon, in the United States, all the way out to New Zealand for 38 bucks. And it was this exact size, okay? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and finish taping off. And I like to really cover all the seams with tape. So I'm going to really just cover all that up. And so we get a nice seal. We don't get any dirt or liquids during the shipping process that might damage the artwork inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape it all the way around the edges. Okay, there we go. right, and then we'll fix it up so it looks nice, neat, but that's good for there. I just don't want any gaps, you know, where dirt or something can get in there, and I'm really pressing into that so that tape really sticks and adheres to the box, right? All right, so there's that side. Let's do this end over here as well. Okay. There we go. So press that down. I really want that tape to stick down. Okay. And then we're going to do it one going across the back here, all the way across it. There we go. Okay. So there you have it. All right, and I got a couple tags here. I'm just going to, from the tape, excess tape, we're just going to cut that down. All right, so nothing snags, you know. All right, there we go. This is ready to go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take it down to the post office and send it out. And this one's going across the United States. It's going to cost probably about $11 to $12. I go UPS ground. I do the most affordable way, which is typically like 5 business days. UPS or USPS ground. That's US Postal ground. All right, we're ready to go. This is totally protected. This is the way I've done it. I've done this for several years, many paintings. Never had an issue, never had problems with damaging the painting. My customers who've gotten the paintings have all reported that everything was fine, no damage at all, and so I never had a problem with this way. Anyway, that's it. That's all you're going to need. You're going to need glassine paper. Here, that's a must. A good box, some tape, a couple cutting utensils. I do recommend a varnish, although I have done this process and not used a varnish where I just put the glassine paper right over the surface of the oil pastel artwork. And that's been successful for me. The oil pastel will come up a little bit on the inside of that glassine paper, but it won't get smeared. It'll just stay there. It'll just kind of just pop up a little bit on the glassine. Since I'm using a varnish, I don't expect that to happen. And so anyway, yeah, that's it. Pretty easy. Not very expensive. These materials aren't a lot of money. The glassine roll lasts a long time. The boxes, if you buy in bulk, they'll last a long time. Yeah, and that's ready to go. So anyway, just wanted to show you that video. And all right, I gotta go now. I gotta go down to the post office. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.